It's rookie camp season, and we're going back to the Cleveland Browns and getting a good look at Shedeur Sanders versus Dillon Gabriel. We're splicing the clips together. We found more clips. We're looking at what they were doing at rookie camp. Mini camp and OTAs are coming up, and you need to click that subscribe button right now because, one, we got all the rookie camp clips here from all your favorite teams, all your favorite rookies. We're going over them one by one. Mini camp and OTAs are firing up too. We'll have all those clips from your favorite players from behind the scenes. So click that button, stop missing out so you know what your players are doing this offseason. Then it's training camp. So we got a lot to look at, especially with the Browns this year. Going to be one of the most fascinating teams. We're going to start this off. I got 18 minutes of clips here. There's Dillon Gabriel right there. Showcasing the arm. There we are. There we are again. I keep seeing Jeff Garcia. Not as a comparison, but the name and the G, the 5 and the G with the Browns jersey from back in the day. Boom, getting it out, quick release. There we are. A little bobbling action there. We did throw 2 picks to other practice. Stepping it up. This is a very interesting rookie camp quarterback battle. We usually do not have battles in rookie camp at the quarterback position. There he is. What I believe with Dillon Gabriel is he's a good developmental backup quarterback. Like, I believe he's going to stick in the league and be around the league for a long time. He's very accurate, very experienced, very poised in the pocket. I think he's going to be able to stick with an NFL team, possibly the Browns. Fits with this. There's the pick. There's the aforementioned pick. But I believe he's going to be able to stick with this team for quite a bit and do something. And hang out with this team as a backup at least. And maybe become a spot starter here and there. If not, bounce around the league. But he has potential to stick in the league for a bit, which is a good thing to say considering the quarterback class. Considering what we're looking at here. Looking at a lot of Gabriel right now to start things off. Some tosses over the middle. Here's another one. Getting her up there. There we are. We have Shadur Sanders in here as well. Boom. And it's going to be mixed back to back. So after a little bit of Gabriel, there'll be a little bit of Sanders. Here's some more Gabriel right there. Just getting the ball. Now we're to Sanders. Sanders tossing it up. Getting it. Back corner. From accounts, from what I've seen, Sanders, I guess if you call it a battle, won the battle. From the first few practices. Has been looking good, has been looking accurate, and it's not surprising considering more accurate passer in college, better arm, stronger arm than Gabriel, bigger than Gabriel. Looks like we got more Gabriel coming up. It's a mix. It's a mix. There's the pick. There's the pick. This should be Sanders right here. There it is, back corner. From watching tape at Colorado, that back pylon throw from Shedeur is nasty. Nasty. That deep ball, that touch he has. Here's both of them together. It's crazy to think that both these quarterbacks do have some similar traits when it comes to arm strength and accuracy. They're both very accurate passers back in the pocket, but yeah, a little bit different. Like Shadeur's got a stronger arm. Gabriel is more experienced in the pocket. He's just an experienced quarterback that can hang around as a backup. Where Shadeur's got more upside for starter potential. Like, he has more upside to be a starter and become a good starter. He has more, just as long as we develop to the NFL game. I think the thing about Shedeur, you go back to draft day, when he got selected in the 5th round, you look at that picture of the Browns room, and not all those guys were happy. Some of those guys are a little bit nerve-wracked or whatever, and I'm talking about the ownership. So there's a split here about Shedeur. There's a split. I do not know 100%, but that picture is worth more than 1,000 words. I'll say that. And it happened on draft day. It is that video clip of them clapping in the front of the guys, the leadership, the ownership. They weren't too excited. They weren't too excited. Guys in the back, they were clapping. That tells me Shedeur can't have like a run of bad practices. June, July, now, anywhere down the road, or it's not going to be good. He's got to come in day in and day out and cook. He's got to come in day in and day out and cook. Play to his upside. Gabriel started off getting the reps in these practices. Started off getting the reps. He was drafted first, so that just makes sense. It's not a surprise. And this is the long game. Long game as in this summer, honestly. And it's just rookie camp right now. They're going up against other rookies and tryout guys. And nothing has been really installed with nuance so far. And rookie camp's really just new hire orientation for these rookies. They're trying to learn their teams, the position, the HR stuff, everything else. Shedeur Sanders is winning the battle right now. I would have guessed that prior to the draft if these two had a quarterback battle. I was not preparing to have a quarterback battle controversy thing in rookie camp, especially Shedeur versus Gabriel. I just did not have that in my Rolodex of things to check off for 2025, but we're here. And Shedeur's looking better. Shedeur's been looking good. And people have been trying to track the numbers of what he did in camp, which I don't know about that. I don't really trust it to be exact, but they're very good. They're very good. His accuracy numbers, completion percentage, probably 70 to 80% from what I'm seeing from those numbers. But again, not 100% trustable. Even had yardage there. I don't know if anybody's counting the yardage from drills. But you can say he's spraying the ball around. He's showing accuracy, showing good touch and anticipation. We'll see how things ramp up. We'll see. One thing is we got to come in and day out. I've always had him better than Kenny Pickett. And I guess the Browns are saying, hey, prove me right, Bruce. I've always had him better than Kenny Pickett. That's one thing I've always mentioned in the pre-draft process. It's Kenny Pickett's the gatekeeper here. Both these two quarterbacks are going to climb the depth chart very fast so they can surpass Kenny Pickett. On top of that, you got Flacco there, the vet. Look for him to be the starter, at least starting off the season, or at least in the training camp, but at least into the season. If things go awry, things are going to get pretty crazy pretty quick with his backup quarterback spot. We might be seeing Shedeur in during his rookie season. We might be seeing that. Gabriel, though, don't sleep on him. I have him highly touted as a good backup quarterback. He's a good backup quarterback. Good accuracy. Very experienced. Played with 3 different collegiate teams. He's a very good backup level quarterback that can really stick around the NFL for a bit. Stick around with the Browns. Maybe get some spot starts throughout his career. But a good backup level quarterback. I don't think he's really developed right now to be in a quarterback spotlight like this right now. But what we saw at the Senior Bowl was a very accurate passer, one of the top quarterbacks in performance-wise at the Senior Bowl. And honestly, if you're looking for a developmental quarterback with a good mental processor, that's good at seeing the field, that's good at manipulating the pocket when things go awry, that's a good quarterback to look at. Shedeur, though, stronger arm, played for 2 different collegiate programs, turned them around. He's been looking good. He's been accurate. Browns fans, you got 2 quarterbacks that's been looking good in rookie camp. That is the main story. Both quarterbacks have been looking good in rookie camp. And the Browns are getting heavy media coverage right now. We're seeing a lot from them. But Shedeur's looking good. Dillon Gabriel's looking good. You see some of these drills out here. Shedeur's getting the ball out. We're going to have a lot more during rookie camp, OTAs, and training camp. Especially training camp when there's practices every day. They're showing off clips every day. This is what we're looking at. Digging these up. Going over the highlights with you guys. Going over what we're reading. What we're reading is it's both quarterbacks looking good. Shedeur, from what I'm understanding, is ahead of him from the 3 days of practice. Day 3, there wasn't much of the practice open to media members. It was very limited. Day 2, it was opened up a lot. And day 1, there was a good bit. And you keep catching more and more clips throughout that. Shedur's out there showing the arm, spraying the ball all over the field in drills. There he is. Getting it out. There he is. There's Harold Fannin, one of my favorite tight ends. There's Gabriel. Watch him. Both of them have quick, snappy releases. Both of them. Watching him right here. There we go. Downfield. Looking good. There's Gabriel. Simulated play action. Getting it downfield. Looking solid. Now there's Shedeur. Stepping back. Pumping it out downfield. 7-on-7s, 11 versus 11s. A lot of drills. Getting it out there. Good anticipation on that throw. There's Shedeur. Stepping back. Getting it out. Looking solid. Stepping back. You pretty much, if you followed the channel these last few days, you saw all practice. You saw some of these clips multiple times. But you guys keep watching it. I keep delivering. I keep delivering. And it's going to be like this all summer. All summer. And maybe even next year. Maybe even next year. Shedeur's feet's very good. Very light on his feet. You see that. His mobility is underrated. Gabriel's underrated as well. Out of those, like, backup level quarterbacks, round 3 or later, he was one of my favorites. Just the experience level, the accuracy, what we were seeing at the Senior Bowl. I'd never expect Shedeur to fall that far in the draft. I don't think anybody was really expecting that. I don't know if the NFL was. Quarterback depth chart is very ambiguous for the Browns. Showing the arm right there a little bit. Considering it's ambiguous, that's good for both these two quarterbacks. Especially Shedeur. He could have went to any team. He could have been playing behind Josh Allen for the year. He could have been playing behind Patrick Mahomes. Like, eventually the price tag got so cheap. Like, 4th round, 5th round. The price got so cheap that anybody could have took him. Like, you have to understand, like, anybody could have paid that price, said, bam, backup quarterback for my stud. That could have happened. He could have went a number of different places. Like, it opened up to all 32 teams. Once we got out of the 3rd round, it really did open up to that. Obviously, some other teams would go other routes and other positions. But fundamentally, that price for a backup quarterback and just getting Shedeur at a backup quarterback price like that, like, you have Herbert, you hit that backup quarterback button, you got yourself a stud backup. A lot of these teams. Oh, my stud, my starting quarterback contract's coming up. I'll get Shedeur now. How am on that? Cheap. 4th round, 5th round rookie deal. He's fortunate to go into Cleveland where it's ambiguous. Where it's very ambiguous. You got Joe Flacco there. That's your vet. That's your vet. And Kenny Pickett, whatever you want to call him. I make fun of Kenny Pickett a lot. I can't wait to make fun of his clips. There we are, getting the ball out. There we are, getting it out. But it could have been like, yeah, I'm sitting behind C.J. Stroud, waiting for one day to get my opportunity. It could have been like that. Because once that price tag got so low, because 5th round, anything can happen there. You can just bite the bullet and make that pick. Getting it out. Must be meant to be. Must be meant to be. But no slouch on Gabriel. Gabriel, like, I like him. Like it's not, like, you couldn't be against, like, Quinn Ewers or somebody like that, where I'm like, like, I like Gabriel. I thought he was a underrated quarterback in the process. Brown selected him, and I'm like, okay, backup going into this year, Going into the next year, they're probably going to draft another quarterback. Another reason why these two quarterbacks need to go off this year, especially in camp, practice by practice every day and not mess up, is because they got their picks in a row, adding draft capital to their next year's class to be able to make a move for a quarterback. And that could be in the first round. Arch Manning, there's a good chance he's not coming out for the draft, but it's still a studly quarterback class. Studly quarterback class. And the first thing that happened when the Browns picked up that pick in the draft, and it just came right out of Daniel Jeremiah's mouth like instantly, like he already knew. Like he already knew, preparing for next year's draft. He said it. Like there was no like stop to think. He just said it. Lets me know that there was intel that there's potential. They were looking at 2026 for the quarterback class. Like that was up in discussion big time. That just let me know. Like you can argue against it, like, well, the trade came and all that. That was just there. That was just there. Or you could say that it was common sense, but it's also like it's just almost too perfect. Just almost too perfect to make that move. And now you're looking at this battle now at rookie camp. Both these two quarterbacks got to play well. Like, they can't let Kenny Pickett compete with them. They can't. They look at Kenny Pickett's 9-inch hands, and they can't allow that to happen. They can't allow Kenny Pickett to compete with them. Like, Kenny Pickett can't make these waters murky. They have to play so well that they have to cut Kenny Pickett. Both these two quarterbacks do. That's the outlier. Like, Kenny Pickett's got some years on him, but I'm not a big fan of him. But Kenny Pickett has been in the league long enough, like, it could hold some composure enough in practice. But the thing about him is the reason why he got drafted in the first round, Jordan Addison was studly. If it weren't for Jordan Addison, he wouldn't have been a first rounder. He would have been an afterthought, may not even been drafted, maybe been a late round guy. I look for the quarterback battle of all four quarterbacks to heat up in training camp. I look for the heat up immensely. That's what I'm looking for. I'm watching these clips every day. I'm watching the headlines, and you can't trust all the beat writers. You just can't. You just can't trust them all. You can't trust everybody that's watching practice, reporting on practice. That's just not going to be that's not going to do you well. You're really probably going to have to dig up the clips, watch with your eyes, maybe find one or two people that you get news from that you rely on. But you have to understand a lot of these beat writers, they go to J school, they learn journalism, they just write, they watch practice, they don't understand, like, this guy was off the mark here, he threw a couple interceptions there. But outside of concepts, outside of techniques, they don't really study ball. They might have played some high school ball, but they don't really, like, study it. They don't grind it because they just shoot the practice. They go write their article, and then go to a basketball game later that night. They come back to a practice 3 days later. They try and get some news. They try and get a story. They go to another sporting event later that night and on to the next one, to the next one. It's not like they're scouting ball. So the best way is just to get these clips, watch them. You can get them on Twitter and stuff, but to accumulate them, it's going to take you some time, and there's a lot of different players you want to look at. So it's kind of like I'm trying to be your trusted resource. There's other YouTube channels, I believe, that do this, but they don't give you commentary, and they're not really on the side quest of trying to find all the players. They're just really just showing the clips and just trying to get the monetization off of it. If they do that, because YouTube can take that away if you're not providing value added with it, considering it's not you're not in on it, given any details or anything. But when you look at this quarterback battle, both quarterbacks are looking good. Both quarterbacks are looking good. That's the one thing to say. If I'm a Browns fan, I'm excited that I got two quarterbacks battling it out that did not fall on their face during rookie camp. Shedeur's edging him out, which should be expected considering what we saw pre-draft analysis, looking at tape, numbers, and everything else. But the fact is you got two very good quarterbacks here battling it out. You got a lot of upside with these two quarterbacks. You got Flacco. You got Pickett. we're going to have some battles coming up soon. Coming up very soon with these vets. It's going to be fun to watch. So click that subscribe button. Stay tuned. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.